During dinner, my sister looked at me and asked, "Remember that person you killed last year?" I set my fork down. "Why would you bring that up? A year ago, I hit someone with my car. Apparently, I was blacked out drunk. Killed her. I went to court, pled guilty, did probation. I've been living with that shame every single day since. My boyfriend Walter was the only one who stood by me through all of it." Velly pulled a paper from her jacket. Dash cam footage surfaced. They finally enhanced it. My sister is a cop. My mouth went dry. She looked me dead in the eyes. "It wasn't you behind the wheel that night." I turned to Walter. His face was white. Walter was the only other person in the car when it happened. "What is she talking about?" He didn't answer. Velly slid the paper across the table. A printed still from the dash cam. Grainy, but clear enough. A man behind the wheel. Not me. Walter. My voice cracked. "That's you in the driver's seat." "It's not what it looks like." "Then what is it?" Velly was on her feet now. "Because I've been staring at this image for 6 hours trying to make it make sense." My dad stood up slowly. "Someone better start explaining." Walter's hands were shaking. "I can explain. Just let me." "You let her go to court." Velly's voice was rising. "You sat in that courtroom and watched her plead guilty. You held her hand through sentencing. And it was you?" I felt the room tilt. A year. A whole year. The probation, the community service, the friends who stopped calling, the whispers at family events. I was the girl who killed someone, and he let me believe it. I looked at him. I lost everything. My reputation, my confidence. I couldn't even look at myself in the mirror. "And you knew? Why would you do this?" Walter reached for me. "Baby, please, don't touch me." I pulled back so hard I knocked over my glass. Wine spread across the tablecloth like blood. My mom gasped. "Why? Why would you do this?" He was crying now. Actually crying. I was scared. I panicked. I didn't know what to do. Velly laughed. "Cold. You panicked? That's funny, because the footage shows you moving her into the driver's seat. That's not panic. That's a plan." My dad's voice dropped. "You framed my daughter?" Walter didn't answer. That was answer enough. Velly pulled out another paper. Phone records. But here's what I couldn't figure out. Why that woman? Why that street? Why that night? She looked at Walter. So I pulled the victim's phone records. Exposed some messages. My stomach turned. What messages? Velly's jaw was tight. He knew her. They'd been talking for months. The room went silent. Walter shook his head. "That's not." "Her name was Elena." "Ring a bell?" I looked at him. "You knew her?" He wouldn't meet my eyes. Velly kept going. "They weren't just talking. They were together for almost a year." My mom sat down slowly, like her legs gave out. I couldn't breathe. "You were cheating on me?" "It wasn't like that." "Then what was it?" Velly's voice cut through. "Because I read the messages, Walter. All of them. She was pregnant." The word hit me like a truck. Pregnant. Velly wasn't done. "She was on her way to meet my sister that night, to tell her everything. About you. About the baby. About all of it." I turned to him. My voice was barely a whisper. "You killed her. It was an accident. You targeted her. You knew where she'd be. You knew what she was going to do." I was shaking now. "You killed her to shut her up, and then you framed me for it." My dad moved toward him. "You piece of..." "Wait." Velly held up her hand. She looked at me, then at Walter. "There's one more thing." She pulled out another page. I kept asking myself why. Why go this far? Why risk everything? She read from the page. 3 weeks before the accident, Walter searched our family's business, looked up the inheritance structure, saved screenshots of Dad's estate plan. My dad froze. Velly looked at Walter. "You weren't just covering up an affair. You needed her." She pointed at me. "The wedding was your way in, to the family, to the business, to the money, and Elena was going to ruin that." Walter's face crumbled. He had nothing left. I stood up slowly. "You killed that woman. You killed your baby. You destroyed my life. And it was all so you could get your hands on my family's money?" He opened his mouth. Nothing came out. My dad moved fast. Before anyone could react, his fist slammed into Walter's face. Walter hit the floor hard, blood on his lip. He tried to crawl toward the door, but my dad grabbed him by the collar and threw him back down. "You're not running from this." Walter was sobbing now. "I'm sorry. Please." Nobody responded. Velly was already on the phone with the station. "I need a unit at my parents' house. Now." Walter looked at me from the floor. Broken. 5 minutes later, the cops cuffed him for murder.